We're looking at some of that out there.
Didn't know where you're going there, but I'm happy you went there. Okay.
Well, Clay Gordon needs to get his mind out of the gutter. Let's talk about what's happening in the forecast. All right. Yeah, sunny days chasing the fog away. Won't you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Can you take naps on Sesame Street? Because if you can do that, that's where I want to go. Okay, so we've got that freezing fog. It's forming out there. It's been thickening up, and you can see it's getting bad in town. You got to watch out, especially in those kind of river valleys, lower lying areas. We get a little more chance to kind of cool off, and that can lead to some of the fog. We have visibility right now down to 5 miles in town, but 2 miles in Delaware, 0 in Circleville, and you can see really out towards Grove City, really between Groveport and Grove City, have some of that fog out there. So just keep in mind, could see some of that, especially along those bridges and overpasses where we could see that light glaze because there's moisture in that fog, or in that, it's really just a cloud on the ground that can freeze on contact. That's what we're watching out for. So be very careful, especially along those bridges and overpasses. We're in the mid-teens right now in Delaware and Lancaster. The rest of us upper teens, low 20s. A cold start to the day, but it does look like we're going to warm up into the mid-30s today. So that'll give us a chance to thaw out a little more. We had a chance to thaw out a little bit yesterday, a little more today. Hopefully we'll get to that point where that thin layer of ice and sleet that's kind of compacted, a little bit easier to break up. I was able to get that out in my front sidewalk. Still can't get my back sidewalk, too, in my backyard. But we're looking at temperatures right now down to about 20 for those eventual lows. We're going to pop back up to about 26 at 10 o'clock. Lunchtime, talking about 30. We end up with a high again, right around 35. Average high this time of year, 39. So we're just a little bit off of that. Satellite and radar showing dry conditions, and we are going to be dry most of the day. But into the afternoon, a few flurries can't be ruled out. We got a weak front that'll come through here, knock down those temperatures a little bit tonight. And yeah, then we're going to kind of warm back up. We're going to be back near 40 by the middle of the week. Patchy freezing fog early, sun and clouds with a few flurries out there, and we will thaw out for a few days. Actually, good news, we got a lot of days above freezing on my 10-day forecast, so that'll help us kind of thaw out a little bit. Should be bouncing to about 23 by 9, 30 degrees at lunchtime. Notice we got those partly to mostly cloudy skies out there this afternoon with a high of right around 35. A couple of flurries later on, then those clouds are breaking. It'll turn frigid. We drop down to 13 degrees, so a cold one out there. Thawing out a little more tomorrow as we hit a high of 34 with a mix of sun and clouds. So hour by hour today, you can see those clouds break up a little bit through the morning before they kind of move right back in later on this afternoon and evening. Chance for a couple of flurries with that front, but we're not really getting a whole lot on that front. Then we're going to see things kind of break up cloud cover wise through the evening and overnight hours, and then into tomorrow. A little more sunshine. It's going to be a shade cooler, only up to about 34 after hitting 35 today, but 34 and sunny feels a little better than 35 and mostly cloudy. So we're dealing with the mid-30s next couple of days. We're going to touch 40 by the time we get to Wednesday. A couple of flurries possible on Thursday with a mix at times on Friday, but notice those highs back near average as we get towards the end of the week. We are going to be looking at those temperatures that are going to be into the low in the mid-30s as we end the weekend, and then we're going to warm a little bit by the end of the 10-day forecast. Valentine's Day is a week away, so keep that in mind. You only got a week to get those gifts. And